Welcome, everybody, to the College Tailgate, a.k.a. Gym Rats, where we talk Saturday morning college hoops. I'm going to be your host today. Even though we're called Gym Rats, we are Gym Ratless. That's right. And I'm here. And I'm back on my bullshit. I'm your host, Chase Sessoms, the Wolf of Oaklawn. Joining me today, I've got just the man, the myth, the legend, the uncle. There he is. There he is. He's feeling the music. He's feeling the college basketball. He's ready to make some picks, and he's a Lions fan forever. Uncle Rico. Welcome to the show, Uncle Rico.
Dude, huge day of sports, man. We got a UFC card tonight. Nice little betting card at Fairgrounds, too. Is that where it's at? Did they cancel?
Yeah. No, they're one of the few places that's actually running today. So it's good news. The Fairgrounds pools, like if you play horses, play Fairgrounds today because the pools are going to be massive because there's only a few tracks that are really running in the country right now.
Yeah, because what was it? Aqueduct, Turfway, Oaklawn,
Laurel Park.
All canceled.
All canceled. So you gotta pick a track and nibble around the outskirts of the country to find a place that's actually running right now, it seems like. But we are here to talk college hoops. Let's go ahead. Let's get kicked off. Uncle Rico, I believe you got some plays for the 11 o'clock games. You have anything you want to start us off with?
First one, I am going to Virginia Tech here, +4 against NC State. There's two things that Virginia Tech does well: rebound and shoot threes. And what does NC State struggle with? Rebounding and defending the three. This is a perfect matchup for Vatech. They're getting their guard Cator back, which is perfect for him because that's going to add another playmaker, another shot maker in the back four. I believe they're a little bit undervalued. They're 1-3 in the ACC. This is a huge game for them. Perfect matchup. And they have better guard play. So I'm getting the team with better guard play, better three-point shooting, and a better rebounding team. I'm going to take Vatech here plus the points.
Very nice. That Vatech team I never seem to be able to get on the right side of them. In the 11 o'clock hour, I found a pretty juicy matchup, I think, with Marquette at St. John's. Right now, St. John's is laying a 1.5, total set at 156.5. We are going to take the under in the St. John's Marquette game because if you look at it, St. John's, they're only allowing about 70 points a game. They only score Marquette only scores about 77 points a game. Marquette's only allowing 67 points a game. St. John's only scoring around 77 points a game. That 156 total feels pretty high. I know that St. John's likes to play that frenetic kind of Rick Pitino style of defense, and they'll force turnovers. But I think that this is an under game, and I'm actually, with this spread so close and with so much of a shooting edge I feel like Marquette's got, I'm going to be taking Marquette on the money line plus 105.
I like it. Is Pitino back yet?
I'm not sure of. I'm not sure, but yeah, if he's still out, then I like it even more.
Yeah, 100%. With or without Pitino, I like Marquette. I think they're a little undervalued in this game.
Yep. Did you have anything else at 11?
Nope. Next ones are at 12, my friend.
All right. Well, I've got two more at 11. The next one's going to be Creighton and Seton Hall. We got Creighton laying 3 points, and I am going to go ahead and I'm going to take Creighton minus the 3 here. Looking at this one, it seems like today there was a pretty consistent theme with all of these games that I was going through, which is you have one team that absolutely blows the doors off shooting the ball and another team that absolutely does not blow the doors off shooting the ball. Creighton's a great shooting team. They're number 3 in the country at 2-point percentage, number 26 overall shooting percentage, and their effective field goal rate, they're top 10. Compare that to Seton Hall, who's 143 in the nation. I think that's going to lead to Creighton just kind of shooting the lights out, and I think it's a good spot to take Creighton to cover here on the road. My other 11 o'clock game.
Creighton is definitely due for some positive shooting regression. I mean, Jesus Christ. They're due for a game where they just might miss, and they're due to get back to the norm, so I like that one.
There we go. And the next one, this might just be, I don't know. Texas's head coach responded very poorly to the horns down earlier this week. Some may say like a bitch. I'm going to lean into him being a bitch. And what I'm going to do, I'm taking Baylor on the money line plus 140. Once again, it's another mismatch in shooting. Baylor's an excellent shooting team. They're one of the best 3-point teams in the country. I don't think that Texas can really match up with them and score the points. So I'm leaning into Creighton here, minus the 3 to cover.
Yeah, this Texas team is bad, dude. They're just bad. Complete letdown. Baylor, one of the better defensive teams. They're gonna get some fast break points. And then who's the guy that transferred? Max Abrams. Talk about a guy that's been disappointing this year. He came to Texas. I expected some big things from him. He's really disappointed jumping up to the Power 5 level.
So what's your overall take on the Big 12 this year? I know previous years the Big 12 has been so crazy. It's been a league that you almost want to fade during the week because you never know what's going to happen. It seems like it's a little bit more evenly matched and a little less wild so far this year.
Yeah, I mean, tough game. Even Oklahoma State, they played Baylor really tough. They're the only real team that's kind of been against it. Any other team can beat any other team. I'm a little lower on Kansas State, but I think top to bottom, you can make an argument that this is the best conference in college basketball.
Do you think that Texas does better this season with Chris Beard as their head coach?
Oh, 100%. 100%. You flash that comment up. And I agree with it. Them doing well last year made them have to sign, and I'm spacing on the guy's name, sign this coach to this year to a contract. And now I think he's an assistant coach. I don't think he's a top coach at a place like Texas. Texas is regretting that. And then it came out, all the Bird stuff didn't even happen. His wife was just kind of making it up or whatnot. So, and you see Ole Miss's success. Definitely, I think they'd be a lot better if they would have kept Chris Beard.
Ole Miss has a big matchup today. We'll be interested to see if anyone's on that game. I'm not sure if I am. Nope, doesn't look like I am. All right, let's move on. Uncle Rico, you got anything at the noon slot?
I got a couple on the noon slot. First one here, I am going to Oklahoma +4 at Cincinnati. I'm playing the spot here. Cincy just played TCU. They won the game, and look, I have no idea how, but somehow they covered the game. They had no business in the living hell covering that game against TCU in overtime. Short turnaround when they have Kansas on Monday. Moser, as a dog at Oklahoma, is 55% against the number. Oklahoma's defense is legit, both in defending the threes and inside the interior. McCollum, legit point guard. He's going to be able to drive, open up some open shots for the guards on Oklahoma, which are decent shooters. Oklahoma also has the rebounding to limit Cincinnati's second chance. I'll play the spot in the matchup. I'll take Oklahoma here +4.
When two things come together like butt cheeks. I'm with you, Uncle Rico. I'm all over this Oklahoma team, and I'm not just playing the points in this spot. I'm actually going to jump and take Oklahoma on the money line. I think a lot of what you said is pretty well right on the money. Oklahoma, once again, better shooting team. They're number 13 in the country when it comes to 2-point percentage. If you look at Oklahoma, they're also number 7 in the country defending the 3-pointer against a team that's really bad at 3-point shooting. They're number 57 in the country at defending the 2-point shot. And that's really going to take the wind out of Cincinnati's sails because they're close to a top 50 team in the country when it comes to their 2-point percentage.
Yeah, I think this is just a great matchup, dude. Boomer fucking Sooner, baby. Oh, excuse my language.
Boomer.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. I've already said bitch a few times and talked about Jim's ass while he's not here. So I think we're in the clear on that one. That was my only play at noon. Did you have another?
I have one, and I believe you're going to like this one. I am going down to your boys, Arkansas. I'm taking Arkansas here. I got them at -2 against South Carolina. Musselman, 55% ATS in the SEC with the Hogs. South Carolina this year has obviously struggled on the road, and they struggle with teams that like to get out and run. That's what Arkansas is going to like to do. I kind of feel with how the season has started, this week. Started off with the game against Texas A&M, which they won, and this one. These are the two games they need to win to kind of right the ship for the season. Look ahead spot for South Carolina with Kentucky on deck to start the week. South Carolina's defense, look, they are 213th defending field goals, 206. Oh, sorry. Offensively, they're 213th shooting field goal percentage, 206 3-point percentage. If Arkansas is able to get out to run, to create some turnovers, I just don't think they're going to be able to keep up enough scoring. I like Arkansas here minus the 2.5.
I'm interested to hear what your overall take on this Arkansas team is, because they're loaded with talent. They've got the 6'10" Trevon Brazile. They've got my boy mid-range Mark. They really haven't kind of put it together. Do you think this is going to be like a traditional Muss team where they put it together later in the season after he kind of figures out his rotations? Because they're so built on transfers and everything that it's not like they have a very limited time to build team cohesion.
I felt the last 2-3 seasons when that has happened, they kind of had somebody that I was confident with in the half court set that could get to the rim and create a basket or create a 3-throw opportunity. I don't see it this year. Now, granted, I haven't watched as many games as I have in years past because I bet them against Texas A&M, but they got out such to a big lead. I kind of fizzled out, turned off the game, and then, luckily they were able to hang on. But I just don't think they have the guard play as they had in the last couple seasons.
They don't have someone who can get all the way to the rack, but it's Tremont Mark, mid-range Mark, the one who can get into the lane and pull up from the elbow or get that running floater going. All right, moving on. I've got a couple games at the 1 o'clock slot. I'll lead off here. Listen, death, taxes, me fading Purdue is pretty much how it goes. I'm taking Iowa plus the 6.5 here. I do think that Purdue wins this game. However, I think that they're a little bit more evenly matched than that, and Iowa makes this one an absolute rock fight.
Yeah, how can I word this? I hate both those teams. I literally hate both those teams. I think Purdue's toned for another early exit. Iowa, oh my God. I bet them once, and it was the most brutal watch. Who defends better? That's what it comes down to, because both these teams can make shots. Yeah, I like it. I like where you're going with that.
Yeah, I mean, with Purdue, you get pretty much a guaranteed 2 every time with Zach Edey, but I think I'm going to be relying on Iowa to be making 3-pointers over the top to kind of take Edey out of the game. I've got, 2 more plays, or 3 more plays technically, 2 more games at 1 o'clock. What about you?
My next one's not till 1:15.
1:15? Okay. I'll pop off with the next one. We're going to play a total here. It's Iowa State and TCU. Total set at 144. I'm going with the over. If you look at it on average, these teams put up a ton of points, and I don't think that either team is really going to flex defensively enough to make this a lower scoring game. If we look at the over under how they perform, if my finger both these teams, I mean, 10-7, 10 to the over, 7 for the under for Iowa State. TCU 9 to the over, 8 to the under. They're both on a streak of going over the last couple games. I think they're both due for an under, maybe a little bit of shooting regression. I take, and plus that Cincinnati team that Texas Christian played last time, I mean, they score a good amount of points. Then you look at Iowa State, who went over against BYU at BYU. I always take that as a good sign. I think that they'll be ready to go at home. So I'm on the under there, on the over there, over 144. Then I'm also looking at Alabama and Tennessee. Everything in the stats here tells me that this is Alabama's game. I don't think that they're going to be able to keep up with the athleticism of Alabama with Tennessee. While they've got great shooters, I think that Alabama on the road covers the 4.5, and I'm actually going to sprinkle on the money line here.
Yeah, that was one of those games where I just want to sit back and enjoy. I honestly want nothing to do with it. Tennessee, the transfer they brought in, has been electric. Alabama, their offense is simple. Drive and kick, pull up 3. I mean, they're a fun team to watch, but that's the game I want to watch the most, but the game I just want to sit back and enjoy, not have any side action on it.
What's that kid's name? Dalton Connect with the K?
Yeah, that guy. And he transferred. It's really rare we see a guy, he transferred in from North Dakota or North Dakota State. Someone transfer in and go from literally being on no NBA radar to now legitimately being on the NBA radar where he's probably going to get drafted. It's pretty insane what he's able to do.
Yeah, look, there are cases where the transfer portal goes incredibly right. Let's see, we got a question from Sports Facts. He's wondering, are we going to give out round robins like we did in college football? You know what? Out of these plays today, I will put together a round robin to end it out. I'll pick out 3 games or so that we can 3 or 4 games we can round robin together. And it looks like
I got a round robin. I put together a round robin, Chase, but it's a cross sport round robin.
Yes, I love that even more. As soon as you get balls of different shapes into the round robin, I'm man. And there we go. Bobby Thomas, he's also on Bama too. My next play in basketball doesn't come until 5 o'clock. What's your next one?
My next one, and you know what? Our friend Jimbo is going to like this one. I am going to corn. Give me Nebraska -2.5 against Northwestern. Nebraska 60% against the number this year. Nebraska 48th in the country in rebounds. Northwestern is 339. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of second chance points for Nebraska. Nebraska 27th field goal percentage. I really think Northwestern is going to struggle scoring the ball, struggle to get open looks. One thing Northwestern has been insanely good at this year is creating turnovers. Nebraska very good with the ball, doesn't turn the ball over a lot. And I think it's just a great spot fade for Northwestern. They're just coming off that big comeback win against Maryland. They have Illinois on deck to start the week. I'm going to take Nebraska here minus the 2.5.
I like it. I kind of just want to be on that because I want Nebraska to be good this year, just because they've literally never been good and they have a Japanese point guard now. And so this just feels like such a weird team that I want them to be successful.
I think they're good. They're definitely going to make the tournament this year unless there's like a crazy fall.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be the first time they've made the tournament in God knows how long. All right. Okay, I'm still at 5. Did you have anything else between the 1:15 and 5 o'clock slot?
No, my next play is late, man. It is late, 6 o'clock.
Okay. My next one comes from the BYU Texas Tech game. We've got Texas Tech favored by 2, total set at 145. And you know what? I took BYU straight up on the money line plus 112 to get the job done on the road against Texas Tech. I know this Texas Tech team is good, but listen, you look at BYU number 1 in the country assists per game, number 5 in the country in total rebounds per game. If you look at assists to field goals made, they're number 3. They're very good at getting the ball to their shooters. They're number 6 in the country shooting at the 2-point. And then it's Texas Tech, which they're a much more athletic team, sure, but they don't take away what BYU does best, which is score inside. They're more of a better 3-point defending team. They guard the arc a lot better. Spot says fade Texas Tech. Bingo. Sports Facts is with me there. All right.
That was my one I cut. I didn't want to go over 5 today because of the NFL games and the UFC card and having so much action. That was the last one that I cut.
All right.
BYU, excuse me.
BYU. Okay. The next one is at 7 o'clock. I'm looking at UConn and Villanova here. UConn laying 4 points on the road, and I honestly think that this spread is only this small because name recognition with Villanova. Connecticut, by far the dominant team. Like I said earlier, and I hate to beat a dead horse or a live horse. I don't beat horses. Connecticut, once again, way better shooting team. Number 4 in the country, 2 points. Number 7 in overall shooting. They're in top 100 in the 3-point. And looking at Villanova, they don't have the same shooting capability that they've always had. They're an excellent free throw shooting team, but if you look at personal fouls per game, Connecticut doesn't necessarily give up a ton of them, not enough to put them on the line enough to kind of change the outcome of this game, I think.
Yeah, I like UConn's a wheelhouse. I still can't believe I got them at like 28-1 last year to win it all. I mean, that was the thing that blew my mind. I mean, they are a wheelhouse. Even though they lost some couple T pieces, they should be right there at the end of the year battling out.
All right, and then my last play is at 9 o'clock, all the way out on the West Coast.
I have one. Mine was at 6, and that's my bad. I took Oklahoma State, baby. Give me those Cowboys plus 9.5 against Kansas State. Look, Kansas State is good defending the 2, but they allow a ton of open 3-point looks. And what is the one thing that Oklahoma State can do on offense? They can shoot threes. That is literally it. K-State coming off an emotional overtime win versus Baylor, trip from Iowa State on deck. This is Sandwich City. You just beat a top 10 team. You're going on the road to face a top 25 team, and you have one of the worst teams in the the worst team in the conference in Oklahoma State coming into town. Teams on a 4-game losing streak in the Big 12 the last 20 years, which Oklahoma State is. It's 59% against a number. Oklahoma State, desperate for a number, is still good, elite defensively. I think they're going to be able to limit Kansas State. Spot matchup says to play Oklahoma State. And you know what, Sports Facts? This is it. This is their last time. I said it last week. They lost. They didn't cover. I think this is the time. If Oklahoma State doesn't get it done here, I think they're going to officially be on the no-bet list. Give me Oklahoma State plus the 9.5.
There we go. I like that you're willing to say goodbye to them if they actually let us down again. So what I like to do is, especially with like a horse that I like that doesn't win after I've been on him so many times, I like to write the horse a breakup letter that's like, listen, it's not me, it's you. I thought that together we could go to a place where the bills were stacked so high that you had to call them William. But no, that's not in the cards. P.S. You probably have HPV now. That's usually how I end all of my breakup letters, regardless of if they have HPV or not. I just say, P.S. You probably have HPV. Let's see. I hate the Lakers 99 chiming in. Nova ain't it this year. Not the same, and they can't stay healthy. I completely agree. Cyrus chiming in from X. Oh, that's Cyrus from Trailer Park Boys. I love that. Safety always off. He's taking Pitt plus 13.5. I didn't get a chance to look at that game. Did you have any take on the Pitt game?
No take. Who are they playing? Duke?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look. Let's see. They are playing. This is the problem with doing everything on an app.
Yeah, let me pull it up real quick. Yeah, they are playing Duke on the road.
Duke on the road. I don't know what to make of that Duke team after Arkansas beat them and everything. Kyle Filipowski doesn't seem like a dude like everyone thinks he is to me.
Yeah.
All right, I've got one last college basketball bet for the day, and it comes from the West Coast, a little West Coast Conference action. St. Mary's at San Francisco, the Dons. San Francisco is a 1-point favorite right now, total set at 128. So you know this is going to be a barn burner. Gonna be a lot, high excitement there. Listen, if you like shots off the backboard and good fundamental defense, this seems like it might be the game for you. This close, San Francisco at home. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to take San Francisco on the money line minus 108. With a spread that close, I'm getting better odds on San Francisco on the money line. Let me go ahead and hit that up minus 108.
Like it. I like it.
So, Uncle Rico, we got NFL football going today too. What's your take on some of these games? It seems like we got some big spreads today.
All right, so the first one I'm going to, I got the Texans here plus the 9.5. Home favorites in the divisional round are only 42.1% ATS. Home teams in the divisional round that lost the final week of the season, 16% ATS. Home teams, divisional round, that are home favorites that lost the last game of the year, it dips down to 11.8% ATS. Home teams divisional round laying 7 or more, 35.3% ATS. Jackson laying 3.5 or more is 41% ATS. One seeds divisional round, 35% ATS. CJ Stroud, 6-2 this year against the spread. So all these trends are saying to take the Texans. I know people are going to say Ravens have one of the better defenses in the league. If we look at Stroud against top 10 passing defenses per DVOA, 28 for 44 against the Ravens, 242. Steelers, 16 for 30, 306, 2 tutties. Jags, 20 for 30, 280, 2 tutties. Jags, again, 26 for 36, 304, 2 tutties. He had that game against the Jets that was in an ice storm where he really did struggle, but that was more weather-related in my eyes. 10 for 23, 91 yards. Against the Browns last week, 16 for 21, 274, 3 TDs. If we throw out the Jets game, Stroud is 106 for 161, 281 per game, 9 tutties, 0 INTs. No Andrews. Flowers is banged up. Clowney's banged up. Double O's banged up. And Humphreys isn't even playing, which is going to hurt the secondary. I think this is way too big of a number. I know people are saying Stroud's going to be happy. The Texans are going to be happy just winning the game. Look, trends tell me to play the Texans here. I'm going to take the Texans here plus the 9.5. This is still a rush base attack for the Ravens. Texans were 2 DVOA defending the run, and their big answer is you're going to sign old man Dalvin Cook, and he's supposed to be the answer to everything, and you're going to work him in. Lamar still can't throw the ball to the outside. They're going to take away the middle. Give me the Texans here plus the 9.5.
You know what? I'm going to do it again because it makes me so happy. Let's just go right through that table together, Uncle Rico. I'm with you. Plus 9.5 for the with the Texans there. Listen, a lot of this comes from the fact that the Ravens had the bye week. You know, there's the whole rest versus rust question. I think they rust a little bit because what have we seen that tells us that the Ravens actually play well in the playoffs? It's just history is telling me that they're not going. They might win, but they're not going to do the thing. To be frank, I don't know. I mean, he's got a special lady friend. I think he might be laid up with, to which we don't appreciate.
He told me it's Grandma Jim's birthday, and they're going out for a nice little birthday breakfast.
The time I hung out with Jim in Nebraska, we were doing a video for BTV, and I have to run and jump and get into his van, and then he tore ass through his parents' yard, and then we hit a corner, and then he's like, "There's my grandma," and there it was. His grandma was just, while he's fishtailing in a work van, there was his grandma actually, in the car. We got one more playoff game today. It looks like San Francisco's laying 9.5 against Green Bay. What do you think? You're the expert here. I always defer to you in NFL.
All those trends with the home division and the 1 seeds, all those trends go again. I'm not going to repeat myself for that. LaFleur, postseason, regular season, 68% against the number. Love, since week 11, 2 EPA, 2 second EPA per play, 3rd success rate in throws, 3rd completion percentage. He is just playing great. The 49ers are a little banged up. Why is no one talking about the CMC calf injury? That's one thing I will never understand. CMC's a little banged up, and we saw that for Purdy to be successful, CMC, Williams, and Debo all need to be playing. I think this is way too big of a number. I know people are hyping San Francisco a lot. Shanahan has shown us that he does struggle, and he tends to choke in these big spots. LaFleur is an absolute covering machine. I like the I like the Packers here. I think you're going to be able to run in San Francisco, who was only 16th DVOA defending the pass, and they struggle in the back four. And you look at Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson. 49ers do struggle against the big play. Watson could have a huge game, and Jalen Reed is just sitting here. Give me the Packers here. I got him at +10.
I'm with you. I tailed it, so you know what that means. Jimbo's here with us in spirit again.
Fucking go!
There we go. I'm with you. All right, let's put together some round robins for the people, Uncle Rico. I'll go ahead. I'll lead us off. My round robin is the money line dogs plus my favorite NFL line, and it's going to be Baylor +140, Oklahoma +150, Alabama +160, and then I'm going to go with the Texans +9.5.
I like it. My round robin. We are going, and it's a cross border. We're going Vatech +152, Oklahoma +146, Isaiah Likely touchdown +200, Jalen Reed touchdown +210. That's my round robin. Do it by twos and do the 1 by 4. Wham bam. Thank you, man. That's what we're gonna do.
I love that you have fallen in love with the anytime and first touchdown round robins. Like those are so fun to play.
I don't do much first touchdowns. I'll do what I'll probably do is I'll probably take a touchdown score for each game and round robin those together. I really do have tomorrow's the game where I love player props, especially in the Lions and Bucks game. This game, not so. The two today, not so much.
All right. Well, that's all that I've got in terms of round robin. I think that's all Uncle Rico's got. He's giving you his college basketball plays. He's giving you some fire NFL information, and he's giving you a cross-sport round robin. Guys, everyone who's out there watching, I just got to say thank you so much for spending your Saturday mornings with us. We really enjoy it. We love the interaction that we get from folks, even some new folks out there I'm seeing. So BT Gulfstream, thanks for dropping in. Cyrus, thanks for dropping in. We appreciate all of you, and we'll catch you next Saturday with more Gym Rats. See you then.